President Joe Biden visited the southern border. He's been asked for a while now by those within the conservative part of our country to do so, and he did. Funny enough, they're still very unhappy that he even went on this trip as well, which is a strange detail we'll get into in a second. But here's him walking up to Governor Greg Abbott of Texas and them having an exchange.
Processing facility as well as a port of entry. I believe it's hard to see from my vantage point, but I believe he is greeting Texas Governor Greg Abbott, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong. There's some glare on the monitor that I'm looking at right now. But again, those live pictures, President Biden, the significance of this is something that his administration says it has been working on now since that influx of migrants especially came to the El Paso area within the last month or so. In mid-December, El Paso officials saying they were seeing up to 2,500 migrants a day come into this area. The White House now says that has dropped about 70% since mid-December, and they announced a series of policy proposals.
So you can see there, Greg Abbott handed Biden a piece of paper. For a second, I thought he was ripping it up, but he was just folding it up. And the paper had a list of things that Greg Abbott feels are solutions, I guess there. So interesting kind of factor of all of this. Biden is using this as an opportunity to roll out his administration's plan for addressing the southern border, and we will dive into that later in today's show. But he is actually attempting now to both publicly, optically make a scene, not a negative one, but make a moment out of addressing this issue, which I think is what he should have been doing a while ago, because the Republican Party often uses the border as a fear-mongering device without actually putting forward or supporting solutions that would meaningfully solve the problem. And so if the Democratic Party is just silent, the Republican Party can kind of get some political victories there while also not solving the problem of the logistical issues we're having. You heard some of it there, the humanitarian problems we're having with the southern border. Instead, as Biden seems to be doing now, we should set up a situation where solutions are put forward on the Democratic side, and those are focused on, and it's taken seriously, but with better intentions in mind, actually to solve the problem. And it's of course not that immigration occurs. No, it's we need a better legal system that can handle the amount of migrants that come across and encourage them to do so in a legal manner, as well as, of course, having a secure and organized border as well. And so I think Biden's kind of shifting his approach to this, and that's what we're seeing, and trying to make it more of something he addresses out in the public, as we saw at this visit. Now, as I mentioned, Republicans have been begging him to visit for a very long time, but then he did, and they said it was just a photo op. Senator Ron Johnson, Republican senator, said instead of Biden's shameless border photo op, Americans need to see the magnitude of the crisis Biden's open border policies have created. And so Biden did the thing they've asked for a very long time, is now putting forward solutions, and they're not really addressing the solutions. They're just continuing to be angry with him. And what's funny is you'll see if you go online and watch the Republican reaction to Biden's visit, a lot of people are saying this was just a photo op, which is strange because they are very on the side, it seems, by their past actions of photo ops on the southern border. Here's an example with Ted Cruz.
So it's past midnight. I'm standing on the shore of the Rio Grande. The water is right behind me. I'm down on the Texas border along with 18 senators. We made the trip to see the crisis that is playing out. We've already gone to detention facilities that are overrun.
So you get the point. Of course, it should not just be for a photo op, but so often that's what many of these conservative individuals who bring up the border as an issue seem to use it as, is just a photo op. And so hopefully, if the world made more sense, both conservatives and liberals could come together and actually want to put forward a solution. But as we talked about in the past, a solution actually doesn't help the Republican Party politically, because it's very politically advantageous for them to use the border as a fear-mongering device and a tool to attack their side, when in the past, very recent past actually, when Biden has put forward solutions, enhanced legal immigration processes and funding and resources, it's been slapped down by Republicans. And so you see the hypocrisy there and the lack of a serious commitment to solving this problem. So overall, I think it was good that Biden went ahead and visited the border again to show in kind of a very visual way that he's taking it seriously. But what matters more are the actual solutions, and hopefully we can get there with the plan that Biden has put forward.